I've been told that people seem to think that I love to hear myself talk. And it is very true. I do love to hear myself talk. They'll never get me to admit it, but I do. So we'll go ahead and see what he says. But I think he and I are both in unanimous agreement about physical ownership, copyright laws, and stuff like that. Just like any other video gamer out there, this is a non-starter issue for most people. So let's see what he's got to say.
PS4 disc, they have the rights
hang on.
to use.
Let's go
when
back
a
to
gamer buys a PS4 disc, they have the rights to use that copy of the game.
Imagine they said that like what?
Sell it to another
a decade
person,
ago?
Lend it to a friend, or keep it forever.
Yeah, well, not anymore, you're not.
It's clear this generation will not be defined by the incredible games that released during the PS5 and Series X's life cycle. Instead, the 9th console generation will be defined by corporate greed, mismanagement, and anti-consumer practices that could very well alter the course of the games industry itself.
Yes. 100%. I don't know who this quote is from. Whoever quoted this, or whoever this is quoted from, correct. 100%. Pack it up. Don't need to add anything. No notes. 10 out of 10.
I can't think of a more accurate summary.
Exactly.
Or an article that better encapsulates the state of AAA gaming. Give a round of applause for Brian Shea of Game Informer, who wrote this just 2 days after PlayStation's most recent announcement that they were going to end physical video game production. What's up, everybody? This is the Digital Man here, and today, do you like owning things?
You think? No, I don't like owning things. Why would I ever want to own something? Fuck. Just let the companies tell me what I should have.
I think you do, but you don't.
This console generation has genuinely felt like both Xbox and Sony have been racing to rock bottom. But who knew rock bottom had multiple basements? It's like finding out there's a color darker than pitch black. Like your mind can't really comprehend that.
Oh, don't worry. You might think that they won't stoop to a certain level of lowness, but you're wrong. They will dig further past, they will physically dig further past the lowest point if they can.
Neither can I comprehend how awful things have gotten with Xbox.
It's like at this point they have to try
the last 6 years
to go this low.
Right when you think Xbox can't be outshitified, like, okay, they raised the price of absolutely everything. There's no way. And then boom, PlayStation comes along and says,
hold my beer.
Okay, hold my diarrhea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, folks, it turns out there's more than one diarrhea outbreak right now. Until Asha Sharma came around, all Xbox had done in the past 3 years was shut down multiple studios, lay off tens of thousands of employees. They canceled a bunch of games and raised the price of every single product and service that they offer.
I wonder why this is happening. It's almost like they can't make a good game.
And yet somehow, what PlayStation has done just recently...
By the way, he has like an amazing library. Like he's got like a bunch of fucking like awesome like old games and stuff like that. Because I think he'll show it here. Because sometimes he does show it. And I'm so jealous of his library.
Has made them public enemy.
What do you mean I can't own anything anymore? You're not allowed to.
The 9th generation of consoles.
You're not allowed to own anything.
Say it has become a clown show.
Yes.
A never-ending stream of chaotic, disorganized management blunders resulting in entirely negative consequences for gamers, consumers, and all the folks who make video games. You know, back when loot boxes were super popular and that felt like the worst thing ever, it felt like we were fighting against just one shitty business practice. But here, in the year 2026, this isn't just a battle that we can win with our wallets anymore. This is a war against the idea of ownership.
Well, the problem is it's not even about winning with our wallets, right? It's also, we have to win with our dedication to actually winning this fight. Because most people, unfortunately, are not tuned in to the problems of the gaming industry. Like, you have, let's just do real quick. You have 233,000 views on this video, some degree of like percentage, which is probably in the 80s to 90%, and probably a bunch of other people that are maybe watching your content through other reacts, which is likely a small percentage of a very small percentage of what would be coming in as well. And that still, on a whole, is still less than probably 1% of the overall public that video games. People do not pay attention to issues. They just do. It is incumbent on the people who are paying attention to these issues to try to inform the rest of the gaming public and pressure them into being disciplined consumers. Because without that guidance, they will destroy the industry, because the industry will predate upon the uninformed. And it's hard, because it's like, you can't obviously tell somebody you have to do it like this. But really, you do have to tell them, like, you can't be doing this because you're destroying the industry. And they don't want to do it because they want their immediate entertainment. Really, the only way for us to be able to fix this is to get the government to step in and tell them to, hey, quit fucking around. But then I have my problems with, I don't want to involve the government, because I don't like involving the government, because then it sets a precedent down the line. We're kind of like in a catch-22. It really comes down to, you either have to be disciplined or be okay with the games industry crashing. I'm okay with both. I want the games industry to crash, because then it'll start kicking out all of the toxic practices. But if you can, in a way, make a discernible effort to make everybody else more disciplined and about how they approach these things, I'd be willing for that too, but that's a harder battle to fight.
If they want war, we'll give them war.
Oh yeah.
Who knows, if we're lucky, maybe we'll have the luxury of being able to pay for the air that we breathe too. And before we jump into it, this video is sponsored by Watcher of Realms.
Watcher of Realms.
Strategy game where you can unlock, upgrade, and choose the heroes
Never heard
you
about
send
the game.
into battle. As you fight against the undead legions, gigantic lizard men,
It looks like a mobile game.
in epic raid bosses, and even a boss rush mode. The game is filled with stunning cinematics, and if I freeze frame right here, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, you can recruit
I probably won't play the game
entirely of baddies or go all in on the himbos.
But I
It's
can
up to
definitely
you.
see
You can
where
even
they're how
recruit
they're selling the
Sun
game.
Wukong himself. Watcher of Realms is constantly adding new races and factions to the game, like the
I'm pretty sure I've
Seraphim.
gotten
Both
served
angels
AI
and
ads by
demons
this.
Are yours to command. And you can really appreciate their designs with the game's focus on high visual fidelity and graphical quality. Watcher of Realms is celebrating
Who wants to own
its
things
third
to effort
anniversary by giving
maintenance?
a free
Exactly.
legendary hero to new and returning players.
It also
And
takes
if you use the
effort and
promo
maintenance
code
to make sure that you can,
FREEEPIC3rd,
like,
you'll get to choose one of 2 new epic heroes.
maintain
Not to mention
your
you're gonna
ability
have a
to
ton
own
of other
stuff
free
from
rewards,
companies.
skins, and upgrade materials
Wrest
to get you
that
started on your
control away
journey.
from them.
So if you download Watcher of Realms using that link in the description, you can play it for free, whether you play on PC, Android, or iOS. Use that link in the description to download and play Watcher of Realms today. Don't forget to use the promo code, and thank you, Watcher of Realms, for sponsoring this video.
And now for something completely different.
Oh yeah,
After
the Monty
investing
Python.
heavily in
By the way, I know I've got a lot of younger people in my audience. Go watch Monty Python films. Monty Python is actually really funny. It is what I would consider to be a staple of British humor, a staple of humor in general. Holy Grail, Monty Python's Holy Grail, great. Monty Python's Life of Brian, pretty good. Definitely go watch what you can. I don't know why, but this reminds me of something that starts with Rage. Raid Shadow Legends. I know what you mean.
Like Concord, PlayStation's attempts to restrict access to Helldivers 2 to only those.
This was such an unforced, like, huge L. Like, why would you do that? Why would you put out a game and then say, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to force everybody into the PlayStation ecosystem now? No, fuck off. Fuck off, Sony. Get the fuck out of here.
Were able to link their PSN account the way
The
they
harbinger
shut down
of the
Blue Point
problems that
Games,
we've been
who have
having with
only
fucking
released
Helldivers.
bangers, as far as I'm concerned, off the heels of the Stop Killing Games initiative, which got over 1.3 million signatures. Not to mention the surging costs of essential components like RAM, CPUs, and storage, which have driven up the prices of every single console and every single computer over the last 2 years. I shit you not, the 128 gigabytes of RAM I purchased just 2 years ago has quadrupled in price. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, and we expect another doubling by the end of fall of 2027.
One of these days, it's all going to stop. It's going to eventually stop. I don't know how that looks, but it's going to. And I hope and I pray that it's going to not be problematic.
Everything is getting more expensive, and by making digital content the only viable means of consumption, these companies seek to exert control over what you are allowed to consume and how, as opposed to simply offering you the freedom to purchase the thing you want in the way you want. And I hate to say it, folks. Well, I don't, but Metal Gear
no, you
Solid
don't.
2 predicted all of this.
You don't hate to say it. You really don't. It did. You are completely correct. And I don't hate to agree with it. In fact, I revel. I love agreeing with it.
And Hideo Kojima, quote, is really sad about PlayStation ending disc production in
I wonder why.
2028. He's actively buying up physical media and is frightened about the future of ownership as streaming becomes more dominant. And you know, speaking of physical games,
Wow!
just look at that.
You mean you can pop that bad boy into your console and play it anytime you want without an internet connection, and the entire game's right there, right at your fingertips, like you own it? Man, wow!
Just for a second.
Wow!
There are 52 pages in the manual for Metal Gear Solid 1.
52
on
pages!
All this stuff has been cut long ago. I shouldn't have to go over
The people in charge of gaming companies are just Mr. Krabs for real. They're worse than Mr. Krabs. Like, at least Mr. Krabs had a heart. Like, in a way. Sure, like, you can make all the, at least I'm going off of like the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob from what I remember about Mr. Krabs. He might have changed later because I know that they made a lot of changes. Because I don't remember later SpongeBob, but like at least in the earlier SpongeBobs, he at least had a character. He had a heart. He actually tried to do something.
Reasons why physical media is
that wasn't just money,
or why it was so much better back then. All I really want to highlight is what has been lost and how we're not even allowed the physical representation of the games that we own. What people are mad at is this tweet, and with 180 million views. The last tweet I remember seeing getting over 100,000 replies was the death of Chadwick Boseman. So this is exactly the response that needs to be given. Thank you all.
Also, by the way, they have been getting absolutely dunked on with the was it the readers added context thing. I fucking love when like the reader, like I love the fact that we have that now. Because there have been so many just like unsupported, unsubstantiated, and like uncontextualized claims that have just been completely dismantled when any amount of like actual real life is applied to it. We are living in an era, at least in Twitter, of at least some modicum of accountability.
Pushing back
Finally,
against everyone who replied, who liked the meme. I mean, I posted this anything else garbage can. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Just anybody
hard agree
who interacts with this stuff and pushes back against it, keep it up. Let's just take a second to look at the PlayStation feed. So many of their posts.
Read it as Sony is pushing an all-digital future without being upfront about its limits. PS5 downloads can't be played from USB. An expanding storage requires expensive NVMe SSD. Digital games are licenses, not true ownership. Physical discs preserve choice, competition, and ownership. They're called community notes. Yes, they are called community notes. I didn't remember, like I said, I don't really do the whole Twitter thing, the whole X thing, which is a personal failing on my part. But every time I open the app and I start scrolling, and I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? And then I maintain that strong mental of maybe I should just, put the phone down and experience life when I'm not on the internet. But I think I need to start getting into that more because I think that would help expand. Anyways, yes, community notes. You're not wrong, Anova.
Are being hit with community notes. Yeah, Sony is pushing an old digital future without being upfront about its limits. PS5 downloads can't be played from USB. The expanding storage requires an expensive
readers
SSD.
Adding context.
Digital games
Yes,
are licenses, not true ownership. Physical discs preserve choice, competition, and ownership. You can see basically every
Get
post
fucked, Sony.
they have made is being ratioed by the replies, and you just love to see it. Without third-party stores, we lose all pricing options and ownership. Sony already proved this by deleting purchased movies when
that was
licenses
crazy.
expired. I almost forgot about that.
Please don't
Sony
fry your brain from
erases
seeing
digital
nonsense. I'm going to be completely honest. I see a lot of nonsense in my daily life in general. Like, I see a lot of nonsense. So my brain is somewhat immune to being fried because I grew up in the 90s. I grew up in a time where I didn't fry my brain as a child, so it's grown strong and resilient to frying recently, although there are some things that do fry it. But it's not that I'm afraid that it'll fry my brain. It's that, like, it's just another layer on top of all of it that's kind of daunting to look at because it feels like screaming into the void. And it's not that I don't like screaming into the void. I'll scream into the void all day and night. It's just, I don't know. Something about it really turns me off. I don't know what it is. It's hard to put my finger on.
Content from libraries, like immediately before announcing this decision. You know, there's two puzzle pieces. There's two puzzle pieces here. I'm struggling to put them together. Sony is currently attempting.
This just in, Act-Man can't do a two-piece puzzle. That's a joke. God. I do love how Ackman does succinctly put things together because it does get me to laugh. Like he actually does really get me to laugh a lot.
To establish a digital monopoly by eliminating.
Oh
physical
yes, my brain
media.
is pretty fried after the heat wave. You're not wrong, Nova. Oh my god.
Without informing partners, its poor digital ecosystem in pivotal markets, desperation to erase retail and resell, and executives selling off stock suggest massive corporate instability. This content may not last long. Purchase warning. Yep, there you go. Then stop selling digital
Lucky me,
games for
I
the
know,
same price
right?
as physical ones too. No. They need money. They need it.
I never thought that the time in which I grew up would be serving as a good bragging point, but I guess I can non-humbly brag about when I didn't choose to be brought into the world.
You are killing ownership. You are killing legal preservation. You are killing discoverability. You are killing publishers. You are killing developers.
Hell yeah.
This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of the medium. Well done. You fucked it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucked it up!
Thank you, Angry
You
Joe.
fucked it up, Sony!
PlayStation
Thank you, Angry Joe.
nostalgia account. I have no words. Final nail in the coffin of the company I once loved.
Oh, even you got the PlayStation nostalgia account coming at you. Ooh, man. I can just imagine that everybody who loves PlayStation is feeling it the same way, and every executive's looking at that going, who the fuck is this guy?
It's just PlayStation nostalgia. You
Yeah,
know?
it's just a
I'll
fucking
fall
cares.
back. Respawn products will gradually cease production of physical chairs and shift to production of digital chairs
Okay.
only.
Hang on. These have been super fucking funny. They, like, a lot of companies has been starting to dunk on PlayStation by doing something. We're gonna, like, I think Domino's had one where they said Domino's will now cease production of physical pizzas and start producing digital pizzas or something. Yeah, there it is. The fact that Domino's is poking fun at it is just hilarious to me. Dude, I fucking love, like, I'm not gonna lie, it worked on me. I'm mentally resilient and strong, but I do have my weaknesses. That actually worked on me. After they did that, I went out and bought a Domino's pizza. I was like, yep, you know what? Fine, you earned it. You earned the pizza money, boy.
Of digital chairs only. And Burger King is clouding. You're getting clouded on by fucking Spanish Burger King. Sorry,
Brazilian Burger
Brazilian
King.
Burger King. With all due respect, go fuck yourself. Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He doesn't play Tiger.
Holy shit, look at this library. Man, dude. Man, I'm jelly.
Chainsaw,
That
you're
actually
not a
makes
real
me jelly.
PlayStation fan. It only looks like you've collected every single physical game
Yeah.
of PlayStation as a
From multiple system. That's PS1. That's the PS2 Red era. That's PS3. That's PS4. I thought so. And then that looked like a 5 a little
has
bit,
ever
but
released.
there's PS5.
Only physical disc production ending
Holy
in January
fuck, dude.
2028 for new games.
That's a
released
mega
on
fan.
PlayStation consoles. And now at first I thought this was like shameless nostalgia bait, saying like, "Oh, wait, you don't hate us? You don't hate us? Look, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Remember Black Flag? Edward Kenway pirates." I thought this was like some shameless nostalgia bait until I started to read between the lines and realized that this was actually Sony and PlayStation's endorsement of piracy. So,
You think he only likes games a little bit?
A pirate is free. You are a pirate.
in response
Boom.
to shifting
There it
trends in
is.
consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at
He has a
retailers
small
and digital
passion for
formats
gaming.
only. Format this. Sony intends to pull the plug on all
Oh, yeah.
physical copies of video games that
Well, all we can say is that if Sony does do that, guess what? It looks like everybody's pirating everything. I'll be right there, right behind the mast. I'll be right behind the wheel. I'll be tied down. I'll be unfurling the sails. I will be piloting an entire pirate ship. It will be mine. It will be my pirate ship.
they release. As if removing the manual and all this stuff wasn't bad enough. Now they don't even want you to have a case, a physical representation of your games in your library and the memories that are associated with that. If I go back and just look at my library of games on my shelf, it's not the same as looking at my Steam library. You know, if I have somebody over, they can point to a game and be like, "Oh, dude, you got this? Oh yeah, let's have a conversation about this game." Or, "Oh, dude, you want to replay Gauntlet Dark Legacy?"
There, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it in the background there. He's got those Xbox games.
There's none of that with all
Xbox 360 games.
But like, and that's not a knock against Steam.
I'm gonna bet you. I probably played at least a game against him at least once in my life. And the reason I say that is because we played basically the same games.
That's with
pretty
Steam,
much every one of them.
You get all the sales and the discounts and the good deals. All of the PlayStation fans watching this, first off, I'm sorry that you are being punished for your support. And just in case you thought they couldn't give less of a shit about you, apparently Sony thinks it's not necessary to maintain contact with fans.
Imagine.
They think you are cattle. You know, I really shouldn't have to explain why owning physical media and having that option.
No, you do. You have to explain it every second that you get a chance to do it. The people in the back aren't listening. You have to yell to them. You have to grab them by their collar and shake them as hard as you can while screaming in their face that they're wrong for not paying attention to this issue. Because they are, and they don't understand it. They actively go out of their way to not understand it. You have to always describe it to them because they do not pay attention.
Is essential. Well, why don't I let Sony tell you why it's so important?
When a gamer buys a PS4 disc,
Nope.
they have the rights to use that copy.
This isn't going to help. This is too old. This is old media. They won't understand.
Sell it to another person, lend it to a friend, or keep it forever.
The PS4 won the 8th gen console wars almost entirely because Xbox.
It's actually super unfortunate. That's actually really kind of, I just had this like errant thought. It's super unfortunate because actually the audience that is essentially buying games right now that we are not part of anymore don't actually understand what it's like to go over to a friend's house and share a copy of a game. They don't. Like, we're talking about people who have grown up in like the 2000s, 10s era. Cause like right now they're becoming, they're 16, right? So like 2008 is probably about the time that they'd been born, 2007. I don't think that, like, I was going over to friends' houses in 2010 and playing games with them and sharing games. As soon as like college rolled around, as soon as 2014 happened, that wasn't happening anymore. And that's like, as soon as this generation came of age to be able to be doing stuff like that, that wasn't happening. They hit COVID. They don't do that anymore. We are not the target audience. That is not the target, like, reason for people to buy games. You don't share shit anymore. Wow, that's fucking, I'm mind blown by that. That's actually insane. That's crazy. Because I feel like that's true. I mean, I don't know, like, that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Shot itself in the face, and Sony said, "We're not doing any of that. Just listen to the crowd cheering at the simple idea that they will own the games and the consoles they purchase with no caveat."
So what I'm saying is it's becoming
The goal of all this
normalized.
is really quite straightforward and simple.
We still need money.
They want to retain ultimate control of your entire library of games with the ability to shut it off and rob you at any moment, giving you no recourse and no alternative to purchase these games.
Nah, I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna pirate it.
It's monopoly. And they want to force you to purchase their games through a single storefront on which they can...
Fortunately, Sony hasn't released a game that I've really desperately wanted to play, so I'm not gonna pirate it because they're all dog shit.
Charge full retail price and never have to offer any sales.
I guess that's a bonus
discount.
of making terrible
At
games,
Walmart,
right?
God of War Ragnarok costs $28. On Sony's store, it costs $70. Because on Amazon, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater costs $26. But if you buy it from PlayStation directly, it's only $70. This is the future they want. Full prices, no discounts, no refunds, complete control, no resell,
ridiculous,
no sharing, no transferring, nothing. Okay, so what's the argument in favor of shutting down production of physical copies? The argument is that it'll save them more money. It costs about $2 to $5 to print and ship a physical game case with a disc. Oh, so that's why they're going digital. They want to pass this savings off to the customer.
No.
Effectively making games cheaper, right?
You stupid.
The point is, if there was something positive about this change, Sony would have mentioned it. But
so really, the only reason that they're doing it, I think we're probably going to get into that, but the really only reason, it's clear to see for anybody who has like even two brain cells to rub together, is they just want to be able to control the reselling market or control the fact that it doesn't exist. Because then the only alternative is to buy it from them.
But there isn't, so they didn't.
We do. We need more money. But that's not even it. It's just we need more control.
There is no argument because Sony didn't present one. It's not just bad for every owner of a PlayStation, but all these horrific practices could easily spread like a plague to Xbox, and God forbid.
No, they will. If they are allowed to get away with it, guess what? That's your life now. Deal with it.
Even Nintendo. When Sony
and I will by pirating.
This transition will enable us to align more
two birds raised hella high in the air.
Prefers to access and play games today. Most of the gamers.
You'll never catch me. I am probably by far the best pirate that you've ever seen.
There obviously exists an audience for collectors and folk who want the most value and freedom with the games they purchase. The freedom to share the game. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital. Look at the finger pointing here. Sony is they're just reacting to consumer preferences. It's actually your fault.
Imagine.
It's your fault they're doing this. You know, you can't blame them. Blame the broader entertainment industry.
Again, I think that there is a degree of culpability on the part of the people who are purchasing these things because they're normalizing it by purchasing it. Now, yes, the greater culpability is in the bad actors doing whatever they're doing, but to ignore the fact that people are allowing this to happen without actually punishing the companies, that's why I always tell you, never let these people forget what they've done to you. Never let the companies forget what they've done to you. Never let them forget how they've wronged you. But the greater problem is definitely corporate side. That's why I'm going to pray that they don't start doing that. They're going to. If Sony gets away with this, they're gonna.
Motherfucker, you are the broader entertainment industry. What are you talking about? This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to
consumer getting gassed
trends
up. I don't blame him.
Preference for digital media significantly
I'm getting gassed up.
Discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. Again, keyword most. Most is not all. All includes digital and physical. You can't even spin this in a positive way because all you're really trying to do at the end of the day is save $2 to $5 on manufacturing costs for producing and printing physical copies.
And that's the good faith interpretation.
We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games. But you're not doing that, though. We're removing the option to purchase physical discs in order to provide players more options.
Yeah, okay. If anybody ever tells you that, just tell them to quit pissing on you and telling you it's raining.
Quite the
That's basically what they're doing.
The removal of physical video game copies is a wholly indefensible position to take, much like it was for the opposition to stop killing games. You are opposing the idea of people owning what they purchase.
Yep.
Somehow, Xbox has a golden opportunity to reverse the script and capitalize on this monumental blunder the same way PlayStation did with the Xbox One fiasco.
What a time that was to be alive, by the way. Like, it was so refreshing to have Sony come out and be like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And Xbox immediately capitulating to market pressure. Imagine how that works.
Don't have high hopes that they will. Asha Sharma, you have been given the alley-oop. You
Yes.
are in mid-air. There's no defenders within a 10-mile radius. All you have to do is just lay it up.
All you got to do,
dunk it.
you just got to do the simplest thing. You don't even need to take that much of an action. You just have to say, yeah, we're not going to do that. Like, immediate migration of people from PlayStation to Xbox.
This
immediate. You would see immediate
no more
returns.
physical game disc also comes along the shutting down of the PS3 store and PlayStation
Imagine.
Vita store again. But in other good news, only 62% of the Earth's countries won't have access to the PlayStation store, so they will not be able to purchase digital exclusive games on PlayStation 6. Just 62% of the
I can't imagine, like, why? Like, is it like a licensing issue or something like that?
Like, that's fine. It's the
Okay.
same thing they tried to pull with Helldivers 2, and we should have known they'd try to pull this bullshit again.
No, we knew it. Yeah, no,
Luckily,
it definitely,
legal
nobody
and
cared
player
though.
Responses have been quite swift. A
Good.
Discord user managed to boot Astrobot on PC.
Hang on.
Quite
Hang on.
swift.
This
A
right here.
Discord-
This is what I'm saying. Literally as they announced it, because famously the PlayStation has been really hard to like crack, really hard to get running on a device that isn't PlayStation. I mean, they're still having that problem with PlayStation 3, I think, right? Because they haven't had Bloodborne come to PC yet, and people have been trying to crack the PlayStation, the way that it operates, and try to make games run without having to have the PlayStation software or hardware. The fact that they were able to get Astrobot to run really is showing that they have accelerated piracy, because this is piracy in the in general, and as a response to what PlayStation is doing. And you want to know what? Fuck them. Good. Fuck you, Sony.
User managed to boot Astrobot on PC.
Boot more games.
Brazil has proposed a new bill for protections for gamers.
W
The
Brazil.
Dutch have already
Probably.
filed a $457 million lawsuit
W
against Sony.
Dutch.
Ignoring the price increases of every single video game, every single console, every single stick of RAM, every computer component, and ignoring the across the board price increases for everything tech related, they are still waging war against our ability to just own what we purchase.
Yup.
Yeah, that is the war against video game ownership.
Congratulations, soldier. You've been conscripted against corporations. Here's your wallet. Don't give it to them.
What do you think? Are you gonna?
There are many like
get
it,
rid
but
of
this
all
one is
your
yours.
physical copies? I sure hope you do. I sure hope you get rid of your physical house or apartment or dorm or wherever you live, and choose to live in the digital space. The
Never.
metaverse, I've heard, is pretty good. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Act Man for
You
more
got it,
awesome
Act Man.
content. Don't forget to check out Watcher Realms and click that
You
link in the
get-
description to download
you get
and
the
play it
big
today for free.
subscribe.
All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out.
Peace. Thank you very much, Act Man. I mean, like, again, he and I, if we sat down in a room, I think both of us would draft a resolution against how much we hate Sony and fuck them.